Companies have fraudulently deceived workers into paying for lobbying for the companies against their own wages. ServSafe is a company that provides food safety training that is wholly owned by an entity called the National Restaurant Association. It was created and founded in 1919 with the express intent of suppressing Black workers' wages. At emancipation, the restaurant industry sought the ability to hire newly freed Black people, not pay them anything, and make them live exclusively on tips. In the early 1900s, they wanted a way to institutionalize that, so they formed the National Restaurant Association as a trade lobby that sought to institutionalize in law what they had created as a system to get free Black labor. So in 1938, when the New Deal happened and everybody else got the right to the federal minimum wage for the first time, this newly formed restaurant association succeeded in getting tipped workers excluded from the minimum wage. They were mostly Black women at the time and told, you get nothing, you get no wage from your boss like everybody else because you get tips. It's been led by corporate chain restaurants for the last 60, 70 years. It has basically been the major opposition to every minimum wage increase at the state and federal level. And in the last decade or so, its revenue to do that lobbying against worker issues and against wage increases in particular has ballooned. Somebody inside the National Restaurant Association leaked these emails that showed that a majority of their lobbying dollars had come from ServSafe. The Restaurant Association had intentionally gone to the four most populous states, California, Illinois, Texas, Florida, populous in terms of the restaurant industry, and got bills passed in those states requiring all workers in those states to take this food safety training. It's so important that these workers know how to maintain the temperature of food, that they should wash their hands. I mean, very common sense things, but under the guise of public health, they got bills passed saying that every worker in those states would be required to take these trainings and pay for it, which ballooned their revenue. I mean, I've seen 990s from 2021 showing $80 million of revenue coming in to ServSafe. And they have succeeded in stopping the federal minimum wage from going up since 2009 and freezing the sub-minimum wage for tipped workers since 1996. Using money stolen from workers who unknowingly are being forced to pay for this training and don't know that that money is then used to lobby against their wage increases. The time has come for legislators to stop listening to this trade lobby and actually pass legislation to pay these workers a livable wage with tips on top.
Stop stealing our tips! Stop stealing our tips!